So this is just the cabbage stir fry. This is what it looks like. As I told you, it is just vegetables, healthy stuff, carrots and cabbage and egg whites and peppers and onions and stuff like that. So it's all healthy, very healthy. And this is called cabbage stir fry. Hey you guys, I'm back. I have finished my cabbage stir fry, and I just had to eat it because I didn't have dinner tonight. But I also want to talk to you guys tonight about this very fascinating man that I read about. His name was Bilal ibn Rabah, right? Bilal ibn Rabah. He was a really, really good friend of the Prophet Muhammad's, right? And so basically his story goes that he was the son of a man named Rabha, who was a slave. His mother, her name was Hamama. She was an Ethiopian princess who was captured and sold into slavery by the Arabs, right? And so Bilal was born here in Mecca, in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca. And the area, back then they called Mecca Hijaz, right? So he was born in the Hijaz area, or Hijazi is what they refer to people from Mecca. So he was born in that area at around 580, something like that. I'm not really sure about the date. However, he was a slave, right? And one day he converted and became a Muslim, right? When his slave master found out about it, he was incensed. He was upset. And so he basically tried to get Bilal to renounce Islam, right? And so he would beat him, torture him, to get him to renounce it. And so Bilal would say, Ahad, which means like one God, right? That's what he would tell his slave master. Basically, he believes in one God. He believes in the Prophet Allah, or I'm sorry, Allah, and that the Prophet Muhammad was his messenger. Either way, the slave master, his master was really, really angry. And so one day he took him outside in the dead of the heat in Saudi Arabia, which is around 12 noon. And I mean, it is really hot, like hell hot. So they stripped him down butt naked and laid him out on the ground naked and put these big giant boulders on his chest to try to get him to renounce Islam. And he still refused. And someone saw it and heard about it and went to tell the Prophet. The Prophet sent his best friend Abu Bakr to pay his master to release him from slavery. And he did. And beyond that, Bilal was like one of the Muhammad's closest friends, right? He was the first person to ever in the history of the Adhan, he was the first person to ever perform or I don't know if you say perform, but he was the first person to ever do the Adhan, right? And so when the Prophet died, he did the Adhan, and like he was so distraught when the Prophet died because they were really, really close. So he was so distraught. Like, he was crying. And when he did the Adhan, they said it was so beautiful. This man had this beautiful voice, and he did it so well that the people were crying, saying, stop, please stop. Like, stop reciting the Adhan. That's how beautiful they said he did the Adhan. But he was so distraught at the death of the Prophet, that he had vowed never to come back to never to come back to Arabia, because back then it wasn't called Saudi. But at another time, I'll tell you about the founding of Saudi Arabia. Anyway, so he left Arabia, Mecca, and went to Syria. And it was there that he started spreading Islam or whatever. And then, something else happened. I don't know what happened where he had to come back, right? And remember, he vowed that he would never come back. So he went back. Someone asked him to come back to perform the Adhan, which he did. And then after that, he went back to Syria. He settled in the Damascus region, and that's where he died. Now, there is some debate as to whether, the site in Damascus is really his site or if it's in Jordan. But most people believe that his tomb, the tomb that they have there in Jordan, you can Google it, you can see his tomb. It's there in Damascus, Syria, right? Now, the only other thing I wanted to tell you is that I think you guys know this guy. His name was Mansa Musa. He was he was the richest black man ever in the history of the world. He was a Muslim. So there is some speculation that, more than speculation, people believe that he is descended from Bilal. Bilal married, the story goes he married a woman, and they had about at least 4 sons. And after his death, they kind of spread out. Some of them went further south. Some of them went to Ethiopia, all this stuff. But they said Mansa Musa is descended from Bilal. Now, I've always been fascinated by that, and I heard about that for the first time I heard about it was at least 3 years ago, and I never pursued it because there was really no connection between Mansa Musa and Bilal, and that I could find immediately. So I didn't do as much digging as I wanted to, but I'm going to, because that would be interesting to find out if Bilal and Mansa Musa are, descended, if Mansa Musa was descended from Bilal. Yeah, so the mother was stolen from Abyssinia, sold into slavery in Arabia. I don't know what to think about that, but we're also going to talk some more about the Arabic, or I don't know if you call it Arabic, but the Arab slave trade and the Arab invasion of North Africa. What my Arabic teacher, I was telling him some stuff. He didn't know some of the stuff that I told him about Morocco's resistance when the Arabs invaded Morocco. So we're gonna talk about that too, and that's it for the night. So I'm gonna finish eating my dinner. My stir fry is it's fire, baby. It's fire. I love it. So I'm going to finish eating this, and then I'm going to go. But I will talk to you guys later on. I've decided that I'm going to try to make quinoa fried rice. Right? Sound nice, right? I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. So I will talk to you guys later. All right? Bye.